Good day, everyone. I will be talking about the procurement planning and preparing for the procurement of infrastructure projects. So, the legal reference, the 2016 IRR or the IRR Section 7, 17.6, and Annex A provide the rules for detailed engineering and procurement planning. So, this is to ensure that everything is done and it's according to the legal standards. So the purpose of procurement planning is to schedule procurement activities in advance, aligning with the approved budget and target implementation dates, particularly for infrastructure projects, considering factors like engineering design and right-of-way or ROW acquisition to lower costs. So the importance of detailed engineering. The bidding and contract awards require prior completion and approval of detailed engineering, survey designs, and raw acquisition. So the detailed engineering, it must be done or it must be completed and approved before you can start bidding for a project. The contracts cannot be awarded until raw issues are resolved, except for design and build schemes. So there are exceptions for the detailed engineering and for the design. Moving on to the commencement of detailed engineering. So it requires a feasibility or preliminary engineering study to confirm the technical viability and compliance with land use and zoning laws. So it is important to check if the project is technically feasible and meets land use and zoning laws. And of course, the detailed engineering begins after feasibility study approval. So the detailed engineering work, it begins only after the feasibility study is approved. So these are the activities covered by the detailed engineering. We have the survey, site investigation, soils and foundation investigation, construction materials investigation, preparation of design plans, preparation of technical specifications, preparation of quantity and cost estimates, preparation of program of work, preparation of proposed construction schedule, preparation of site or right-of-way plans, including the schedule of acquisition, and the everything else that was written here. So the design standards and field surveys, the standards must consider seismicity and other factors to ensure safety. The surveys should enable accurate design and quantity estimates within a 10% margin. So it must provide precise data for design and quantity estimates. And of course, the preparation of contract plans. The plans should include site development, profiles, structural details, and other necessary information for construction. The unit prices and approved budget. The unit prices should reflect current market conditions and construction costs. And the budget or the ABC, it must be consistent with the government appropriations and consider inflations, exchange rates, and other cost factors. So the budget, it must align with the government funding. So the program of work and contract duration, a detailed of program of work including work items, cost, and project timelines must be approved before construction begins. So the contract time should account for holidays, weather, and other conditions affecting the project schedule. So it should have considerations and other account factors from the mentioned conditions like the holidays, weather, and other conditions to ensure that the project stays in schedule. The warranty period and value engineering projects should include a specified warranty period, and value engineering should analyze alternatives to reduce costs without compromising quality or safety. And of course, the site or right of way acquisition. So the plans, it must be prepared based on surveys and socioeconomic assessment of affected households. So the plans, it should be based on detailed surveys. So the standards and technical specifications, it should promote competition while meeting critical performance requirements. And internationally accepted standards are preferred unless unavailable or inappropriate. So standards, no, the standards are needed or preferred to ensure that the quality and consistency of the project. But if it's not available, there should be an alternative standards that can be used. Approved budget for the contract or ABC. It refers to the budget approved by the head of the procuring entity or the HOPE based on the annual procurement plan or the APP and should be consistent with the government appropriations. So it still must align with the government's available funds for the project. And factors in determining ABC. So it includes product or service cost, incidental expenses, cost of money, and inflation. So for a project with a foreign component, with a currency valuation adjustment factor should be considered. The computation of ABC is based on estimated direct and indirect costs, including materials, labor, equipment, overhead contingencies, profit margin, and value added tax. And of course, we have special considerations like emergency or extraordinary cases. For example, the major calamities. They may allow adjustments in procurement planning and detailed engineering to expedite project completion. So this is to ensure that the project can be completed more quickly to address urgent needs or repair damage.